Morning everyone. It's been a while since we've done a video, and we've got quite a video today. We're going to cover a lot of different things. Very cold morning here, -1 at the moment, so it's a good time for us to get things like this done. Wanted to firstly talk about tractor use and tyre marks out on the course. So we have had a few comments received from members regarding this, and obviously the fact that trolleys and buggies are currently banned, but we're able to still continue using vehicles. Unfortunately, with regards to maintenance, leaf clearance especially, we have to continue using our vehicles and tractors to clear leaves. So obviously if we took the decision to kind of ban them on the course and not do anything, these areas would become very built up with leaves. It would make the ground conditions more muddy than what it is already. So we have to sometimes weigh it up, and we sometimes have to create a very little bit of damage to obviously have that long-term plan of having the areas clean and less muddy for the members to obviously play through. And obviously, when we are out here and we do make any marks, we're very proactive and quick to come along straight away and repair these areas and sand and put them back to normal. Obviously, once we put the trolley ban and buggy ban in place initially, we took steps as a team ourselves to try and reduce the amount that we were using our buggies. And now, what the team are doing a lot of the time when conditions are very soft and wet, we tend to walk a lot now, moving markers, obviously changing holes. We tend to park up and walk to a lot of greens rather than driving from area to area. So we have reduced that considerably. The hammers are out obviously, so rather than taking hammers around in trailers, we're walking with them. And a lot of areas close to greens, we're trying to clear a good parameter, good distance from the green and the playing area with hand blowers before we can run tractor blowers in there. So we do take a lot of different measures, and we're very proactive in our approach when conditions do get soft. However, obviously being a flat course that we are with limited drainage, we do make marks now and then because the ground conditions do become very soft. So just an update on fairways. Obviously difficult today with the frozen conditions to show you, but the seed has come up really well, and towards the back end of 22 we had a lot of germination, and already on a lot of the fairways on the common particularly, we can see really good recovery. So we're very hopeful going into the spring. We've done a lot of work in terms of protecting these fairways, and unfortunately at the moment the 8th and 17th are probably behind the others. So we wanted to do something where we could further protect these fairways. So our consultant Greg Evans gave us a good idea here of roping off these two fairways. There's obviously been a little bit of confusion with how to play these fairways now. So they're not ground under repair. The rope is just to keep trolleys and people off of the fairways and walking along the same area. So what you would do here is you would just follow the rope up depending on what side your shot has landed, and then you would just park your trolley and leave your bag on the outside of the rope, walk through, play your shot, and then obviously continue up. So you can still play off the fairway. This rope is just to keep trolleys and people off of walking on the fairway, so we can just further protect the great work that we've already done. You can also, obviously with the 8th and 17th fairway, if you decide to, casual golf, you don't have to necessarily play the fairway. So if the ball does land on here, you can retrieve if you wish, and obviously just miss the hole, or continue playing on the top half of the fairway, making a chip into the green if you wish. Alternatively, there's a lot of members which are using mats, which is really encouraged, and we thank you for doing that. If you want to purchase a mat and use that on the fairways, please do so. Another project that we had down on this year's winter work programme is to plant some heather. So we've been working with Hartland Town Council, who have been working extensively over the last kind of few years, more than that now, in trying to regenerate heather on the common. In areas like this, under the birch trees between 17 and 8, the grass is very acidic, not very good growth here, but it's perfect for heather. And there's heather actually naturally already growing in areas along here. So we've put some plantations of heather in, tried to keep it spaced out quite sensibly, so obviously we can play around it and we can maintain and blow leaves through it. Recently we've had to put turf guards around each plant because the rabbits have unfortunately decided to eat some of the heather and that, so we're just protecting it like that for now until it gets further established. Obviously all the plantations are marked GUR, so you can obviously retrieve your ball and drop outside of that, and we hope to see that tiggling along and put a bit more heather out on the common in the next few years. I just wanted to talk you through our big project that we've had on this week, which is clearing this left hand side of the 5th hole. So this area here was quite a dense scrub. There was some holly along the front with some elder, a lot of leaf build up in there through years of blowing into there, and there was some dead hawthorns in there as well. So we've really tied this area up this week. We've removed the dead hawthorns that were highlighted on a recent survey that was carried out. The elder we've taken down and we've left stumps in there for the regrowth, so they're a lot lower. And we've removed the holly because the holly acts as a very tight barrier, just like it does here on the right hand side. This prevents airflow, prevents light coming through. It's green all year, holds the leaf, so for us to remove that is a massive benefit. And what's going to happen here, now we've got all this light coming through, this air flowing through now, this fairway area which always lays wet, muddy, and where we have to direct you round, is now hopefully going to improve significantly and really dry up. It's also given a scope on this hole now to put a new pathway all the way up, a wood chip pathway which the guys will plan next winter, up to the green now, so we can keep everyone off of this area and protect it well in the winter. It's also given a scope to actually now widen the tee, so when the team comes here eventually to get this tee properly reconstructed, they can now extend over to the left hand side with the tee and get a bit more teeing space here, which is absolutely imperative. So it's been a great project, guys have enjoyed it, and we're just finishing off now cutting down that scrub. And also now obviously that light is coming through, as I've said, we'll now see the floor improve dramatically. So we've cleared areas of the floor to allow some bluebells and snowdrops coming through, which we can already see in there now we've cleared it the way we have. And what we will do is we will start putting a few bits, so we're going to put probably some hazel back into there in some of the larger gaps where dead trees have just been laying for years and years that haven't been cut up or managed. And obviously we've taken it on ourselves this winter to get this area back to how it should be, manage it, clear all the dead stuff, and yeah, hopefully you'll all appreciate what we've done here. So obviously now that we've got a few gaps on the fifth where we've cleared all that dead scrub, here I am in the office ordering some new hazel plants and some other plants to go back in. Also ordering a bit of gauze and some plants to do the 12th bund. So obviously we want to just get across that normally whatever we take out we always try and put something back in. Just want to talk a little bit about greens heading into the weekend, expectations and work that's going to hopefully happen next week, weather dependent. So obviously this week with the frosts that have been around all week, the frost has been in the ground as well all week. We've not been able to come on here and get a cut. So you may expect this weekend, if temperatures do pick up a bit and the frost falls, that there will be a little bit of growth. We've also, with these conditions, not been able to move pins yet, so we're hoping to get pins moved later today if temperatures increase enough, or this weekend in the morning we'll be hopefully getting the pins moved. Next weekend, looking ahead at the weather, sound like a forecaster now. Next weekend, looking at conditions, we're hoping to get some aeration work completed, so we've not been able to aerate these greens for a good few weeks now, nearly a month. So we're hoping to potentially look at a 13mm on a verdi drain, very light, but we can get good depth with that, followed up with a Procore with a finer tine that'll just smooth that surface and just seal the top of those verdi drain holes. If conditions allow us as well, we will put a light top dressing sand on as well, which will just help that surface as well. And then we're going to follow this up with a light kind of granular that we normally put out this time of the year, a kind of lawn sand, so that'll go on probably next week. And that's kind of where we are at the moment with greens. Lastly, just wanted to talk to you in this video about machinery maintenance. So the guys over the last couple of weeks have been very busy doing our what we call winter overhaul. So normally what we do with a winter overhaul with all the machines is give them a good steam clean off and a wash, and then we're checking all the moving parts. All the cutting units which are currently missing have gone off to be reground with fresh bottom blades ready for the cutting season. And as you can see from the condition of our equipment, we at Hartman & Common maintain the equipment to the finest standard. Everything is kept very clean and we're very hot on this. And this mower, as an example, is 10 years old now and it looks as good as it did the day it came off the lorry. So we pride ourselves on that, and it's good to show you members obviously that we look after the investment here at Hartman & Common.
Hi guys, thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to show the channel some support, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.